Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, delighted to be playing one of my favorite archetypes, Esper Control. This list comes to us from Watto, a user on Magic the Gathering Online who did very well in an event. And I want to know if a best of 3 tuned list like this can actually hack it on the mean streets of best of 1. So we're going to be playing best of 1 today, but there is a sideboard available for you best of 3 gamers out there. Esper Control is an interesting spot in the meta, one of the very few decks that can hang with very few win cons. This deck particularly has 4 Wandering Emperors, so if you just like hitting them with 2/2 Samurais, this deck could be for you. It also has the Incubator tokens from Sunfall and Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, which as a one of can make 2/2 blue spirit tokens that look suspiciously just like Teferi, and they should have been clones or something. And then they put +1/+1 counters on them when you draw cards, which this deck absolutely loves to do. Oh, I forgot, hiding in the mana base there's Restless Fortress. You might beat them to death with 1 Restless Fortress. I mean, that's the way that these control decks absolutely work. They draw a lot of cards and they act like a boa constrictor, just slowly taking away all the things that your opponents love. This build is particularly high on counterspells for the meta, with 2 Syncopates, 2 Essence Scatters, 2 Negates, and 3 Dissipates to keep the opponent's best things out of the game entirely. So, if you like saying no to your opponent and making cool, calm, calculated card drawing decisions, and playing games that take a little bit longer than 5 minutes, this is probably the perfect deck for you. By the way, thank you for watching this on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe, as they're on a push for 100,000 subscribers. And get them a play button, and I tend to come back about once a week. So if you enjoy my stuff, remember to like and subscribe and find a standard video from me once a week. So now we've done the thing. We've talked about the deck, talked about the channel. Remember to like, subscribe. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Ah yes, Mythic Gaming. Trying to get in that top 1,000. We get to open with an Essence Scatter in hand. I like it. Will we draw lands? I hope so. On the play, sometimes you miss that 3rd land drop. Cliff's Epicure. Okay. That's not a land. Edict looking pretty bad against Epicure. So you really would like to think that we can make it until Sunfall. Vampire pass. Do you think they have a flash vampire? I hate this. I hate this a lot. But here we are. Welcome to best of 1, where Sheoldred's Edict becomes so much worse than in the mid-range fest that is best of 3. And where missing land drops is normal. So it can't block. Whenever it deals combat damage, make a blood token. Sacrifice 2 bloods to return it from graveyard to battlefield. It doesn't do anything immediately on entering the battlefield, so let's hit it with another Edict. And save the Essence Scatter for something that, I don't know, like a Harvester that enters the battlefield and makes a blood. Hallelujah, the land is here. There's Eddie. Do we need to dissolve Eddie? I don't think so. I think we can just Essence Scatter as Eddie. Another land. Now things are working out. Do you think the opponent runs basics? I would call it sus. Florian. I know. Said to the tune of Yorion. Am I gonna let that thing hit me next turn? I might. I think we just keep countering. I think we battle them until there's no more battle to fight, and then we start drawing. Like right here, I'm out of counter spells, so I think what I'm going to do is untap and never mind. All right. I'll counter one more thing. But when we do tap out and have to draw lands with Deluge and Quick Study, you don't want to do it with a bunch of counter spells in your hand. Okay, they got the estate. The estate's kind of a problem because now they can make blood and bring this back. So we want to catch this with Sunfall. So let's just let them do their blood thing with the estate and get this cooking. Lands. I just need lands. No more missed land, please. Evelyn. Evelyn. Well, I don't want that to enter the battlefield. Let's nuke the estate so they don't have access to free blood. Also, basics check them. All right, they run a swamp. Good for them. Dissipate the covetous. Just keep shutting down those poor, sweet vampires. All right. So now they get the 2 bloods. Can they return this at instant speed? They can. Kind of want to wait till that thing's on the battlefield before I Sunfall. Is that too greedy? It's pretty greedy. What am I taking next turn? 5, but it could be 8. It's so greedy. But here we are. Wouldn't be the first time greed has killed me. They got another estate. The blood is flowing. Whoa! Hello? Okay. We've got trouble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. We're dead. We have to draw into something that solves the problem. We've cast 2 of our dissipates. Void Rend is still a possibility. The question is, do we go 4 deep and have 2 mana, or do we go 2 deep and have 3 mana? And it's a tough question to answer. There's a technically correct answer somewhere. I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to go for the memory deluge. I trust it. We got there. We got there. Just barely. Oh, that was scary. Oh my god. We're not out of the woods either. The opponent might have another Olivia up their sleeve, which would just leave us dead on board. Wandering Emperor. When the sun falls. Hold on to your butts. We need to untap here. It's not another Olivia. Wait, what's that do? I don't know. I can't stop it. Let's see what happens. So they sack the blood tokens to bring these out. Oh no. Okay, but we're not dead yet. Let's power up. Pass. Creepy deck. And they found a use for the Lich Knight's Conquest, which I did not think of that in Vampires, to be honest. All right, Wandering Emperor, save me. I'm scared. They're touching their hand. If they have a way to kill this, am I dead? It's close to dead.
Let me show you.
I don't think it's quite dead. They make a blood. They get it exiled. Yeah, baby.
You are not much of a roadblock.
Down to 5, but still alive. Another forebearer. Spoopy. That flies. They scoop to the quick study, and there's a farewell in our hand, and that was a scary game worthy of October. Another 2-lander, but we've got early removal, so I can't get rid of it. And if you draw that 3rd land and cast that quick study, it usually leads to that 4th land. We missed our 3rd land drop last time on the play and didn't die. Hello? Your go? Shut up and play. Let's fight. I mean, their name was the Red, so I assumed they were going to play mono red. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought I was smack talking a mono red deck. No Thalia yet. Let's get this Dissipate cast. As soon as they put something on the stack here, that is a good target. Nope, I guess we're Essence Scattering this turn. Same situation as last game. Don't try to draw into your land drop when you could get a counterspell played against an aggro deck. Vanguard. Okay. Now we'll try to draw those lands so we can get to Sunfall, and there they are. All right, they need a Thalia. Thalia gives them a chance. They don't have a Thalia. You have 2 mana open. Is there anything they can do to me? Can't think of it. All right, they hit 6 land drops, so that's always bad for that deck. Could activate and start swinging, but that just turns on their ossifications and their brutal cathars. So just be patient. Better to have the artifact out there. Yeah, they're flooding out pretty nasty. We'll just take over the game. I mean, they just can't beat more Sunfalls, right? You know what? Let's power it up. If they have an ossification, we might get that played, and then we can play Teferi. If it's a Brutal Cathar, we can go for the Throat It. Dude, they literally didn't draw any extra cards and hit all their land drops up to 8. That's so nasty. And in the meantime, our draws worked out really well. So, not a very fair fight so far. Poor Lunarch Veteran. Really not the matchup for that card. I do have a feeling that they're still holding Ossification, because not much else would sit in their hand except more land, which seems highly unlikely.
Keep watch for intruders.
Opponent takes the beating down to 9. We'll hold back the Teferi. And we'll draw out their removal. Add a line. Yep, we can go for that particular throat. There's the ossification. Yeah. Nice isn't the word I would use to describe me. They're not quite dead, but my goodness, are they getting there?
I have got new moves to teach you.
Let's go off. They're a pretty good sport for somebody who flooded badly. So we won't end on a Yorgo. Respect earned. That's a tough day in the arena for them. Our opponent's ranked 273 with a Gandalf avatar, so they're playing mono red. And I guess I'll keep this. It's not the best hand against mono red, but if we draw a 3-mana play and a white source, we could curve out. Now let's see if I'm right. All right, mono white still showing up. How about that? Now we need to draw a 3-mana card next turn, and we'll be rolling. We can ignore the hopeful initiate for quite a while, as long as we kill the bigger things. At Thalia, for example. Well, now I have a 3-mana play. Ah! Ah! Curses! Now, do they have Adeline? My god, they do. So, I think we take out this Adeline, which means leaving Thalia on the field, because I don't have another good way to kill it because of its vigilance. But my god, do I hate that. Thalia, we might be able to Wandering Emperor. We have to hit our next land drop, and we can cast Quick Study next turn, but we're taking 4 points a cycle. So we really do need to find Sunfall and not miss another land drop while we get to it. Ugh. Make him stop. This is so the white deck has this good draw, which I think means we lose because now our Wandering Emperor doesn't work, and we're just taking 8 here. There's nothing we can do about it. Next turn we can chump one thing, but because they have double Vanguard, they both have Ward, and because the Wandering Emperor costs 1 more, we can't cast it, and because of Sunfall, I'm just gonna make sure they know that they should attack with everything, because all we can do is cast the Emperor and make 1 blocker. But if you want to see everything go perfectly for this deck, now you know what that looks like. Gross. Gross and disgusting. That's a lot of counter spells. And unfortunately, we're on the draw. If our opponent goes 1-drop, 2-drop, we lose. But I really can't get a read on what they're playing. So I'm going to hope we're in a mid-range matchup and see what we can do. No 2-drop. All right. This game might just be ours based on the fact that we're not facing any pressure. I don't even know if we want the Quick Study here. Good, our opponent cast something. So we should save this to deal with the Planeswalker. Let's just use a Syncopate while it's nice and easy. Obliterator. Is that a good use for an Edict? Yeah. We'll save the Edict though. They tend to double spell and get a Liliana on the field, and that can be a way that they win. So we're gonna try to save the Edict for Liliana. Okay, let's do this first. Doesn't look like we get to save the Edict for Liliana. Opponent's going to play mythic 4-mana creatures until there are none left to play. And we're done. Nice. Oh, it's Sonio. Great. The showdown is on. Hey, at least I'm not playing some silly meme deck today. 3 Go for the Throats in the opener. I mean, he doesn't play that many creatures. But would I mulligan this deck if I didn't, like, in the dark? Would I mulligan this? The answer is no. So we'll keep it. I don't know if it's a good Sonio hand. We're going to need to draw land. We run 27 of them. Will we get there? Looks like we will. He's not going to play something on turn 3 I need to counter, I don't think. Yep, that's fine. Doesn't really do anything. Okay, do we go for Quick Study? I think we do. I think we have to. If he resolves an Emperor here, that hurts, but I think we have to go for it.
I hope you're ready to move. Guards, to me.
Good find on the Field of Ruin. We can Go for one throat, since we're about to discard to hand size. Ooh, missing land drop? We go for another throat here? Might resolve a memory deluge. We can't have that. That's what I mean. Gets rid of the Emperor.
Try not to miss.
Oh, thank you.
We must protect the people.
Don't tap out. Don't tap out. I went for a quick study last time. I don't need to here. Because missing that land drop would have been just too painful. Yep, no surprise. Let's use the negate. Hang on to the syncopate for the next memory deluge. All right, drew that land. Should we be thinking about more 4-mana instants that must be countered? I guess we should. We'll take 2 and we'll cast the quick study. Although the syncopate actually doesn't protect me here. So I guess we'll just do this. So many throats have been gone for. Oh, there we go. It's a little late, but we'll take it. Just a little 2 cards, buddy. Just a little 2 cards. How many lands can you draw in a row? 3 in a row. Impressive. Do we go for that? How many counters do you think he's got? Resolves. Let's draw.
The entire multiverse is at stake. I won't back down. Now that is an interesting fact.
Yep, can't be countered.
Even I don't know everything about chronomancy.
Gonna be a tough game to win. Not sure exactly how it's supposed to end. Not going to be a Murex game, right? I have to actually review my deck list. Nothing happening over there right now. Somewhere in my build is some memory deluge that I'm sure we'll get to, but this flood is getting scary. Ah, all right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make absolutely sure. Starting to get a bad feeling about this because we have played all of our counter spells without drawing our own memory deluge, and we have drawn an insane amount of lands in a row. And he's drawn multiple Jaces. Let's see what he does with this one. Does he go for the deck? Or does he try to draw? Yeah, he goes for it. Does he have the soul partition? He does. Yeah, we can't beat this. This is actually a really good example of why control decks have to be different in best of one, because this particular strategy is a very brutal one. So I'm just going to leave, but it's a good example. The Jace problem is a real problem. You can't expect to win if you're the deck without Jaces or Myrics in best of one. On the draw, we can try this hand. I'm a little scarred by my flood last game, but I think we still have to play these. Deeproot Wayfinder, dead. Well, so far so good. Our opponent's giving us an Abzan look, but they didn't have any follow-up to that Wayfinder. And if we get to just start drawing cards, everything should go to plan. Hi, Sheldred. You're welcome to stay gone. Yeah, I mean, it feels like an early scoop, but it's not. If you can't pressure the board and the control deck's just drawing cards, you can leave. Opponent goes first. Well, there you go. This hand is super slow, but the colors are right. This is one of those where I could see it both ways. You could mulligan it, you could keep it. Any kind of a mid-range opponent, you could win. Any kind of an aggro deck, you could try to top deck your way into the Wandering Emperor and Sunfall, and then you have a good chance. But if you're on the draw against an aggro deck with a good curve, almost no hand in the deck is going to save you, because the aggro decks, mono white and mono red, are so refined at this point that if they have a decent curve, you could stack your deck and not be in it. So I think there are arguments both ways, and I'm just gonna try it. This is usually where your heart gets broken by Thalia. So let's see what the opponent's got. I love that they rope me and then do it. That is Magic Arena. Only Magic Arena are people just that pathetically lame. Now we'll see if we can make it to Wandering Emperor and Sunfall or not. If they have double Copper Coat, we saw what happened last time with Wandering Emperor. Just wasn't even close to good enough. Let's go for the throat. And we can pay the ward to kill the Thalia. Now they get to hold priority with Guardian. Oh my god, I hate it so much. One thing we have to wonder about is when to use the go for the throat on the Thalia, because they might just have a second Thalia. Sometimes they do deliberately rope you to try to get you to give up, especially if they're ahead a little bit. Don't fall for it. Yeah, they're gonna enlist the Vanguard. That's good for us. But the question is, do we take this damage? Because if we kill this Thalia and they play another one, we're really in it. I think we do this. I think the 3 points are worth it. We could potentially still survive next turn, even if they play a Thalia with a Wandering Emperor block, especially if they're enlisting with the Guardian. And they pass with 3 mana open. Pass with 3 mana open. Priority check. course they have priority. They have the Guardian. It's not a good check. Let's do this before they mess it up for me somehow. Pretty good read on their part to not play anything there. Lauren? Sus. Lauren is sus. Teferi. It's only attacks for 2. You could play this Teferi and draw if we untap with it, but I'm sure they'll have an ossification, right? So we should use Wandering Emperor. Or we might just cast the Quick Studies. There's your adversary. Level up. I think I want to use this next turn. I think we take this, but let's draw and find out if we have playables. Okay. Again. Must do better. See what the opponent does here. No draw with Lauren. Give him the 1/4. What you got? Way to make it indestructible? Because that would be a blowout. We both draw. Adversary dies. Lauren gets devoured by the fortress. Brutal Cathar the fortress. Okay. So, if we pass here, this transforms. So I think we take a little draw too. Which we had a pain-free white. I shouldn't have played my land first. We move. Sunfall available next turn. Scary turn though, at 4 life, going to 3. And they have the Adeline. And they have training on the Initiate. Very scary.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and my judgment is fine.
Down to 2.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Hanging on so tight. Another Lauren. The opponents found their technology, haven't they? Note to self to not rely on blocks from my incubator tokens. Two acquired.
Let your blade do the talk.
The fairy.
Faced with tragedy, even absurd knowledge is meant to be shared.
You can grow that at instant speed with quick study or cycling, but the opponent has another Brutal Cathar. You still have a Restless Fortress available though. Does this become a white creature? It does. Is that gonna beat us? That Brutal Cathar might beat us. But wait, I can exile the Skrelv with the Wandering Emperor. We're okay.
Now you've done it. That's coming off.
Unless they can somehow remove the Skrelv and prevent the life gain.
You're done.
Still here. I accept 1 poison.
It's nice to see a familiar face.
Counter over here.
Remember your training.
Maybe I should put the counter on the fortress. But I guess if they double block, I'm okay with that. Have we cast a spell yet? I don't think we have. Can't have this Brutal Cathar flipping. Triggers. The game of inches. Have we found enough inches? Initiate. Not too scary. Oh, they're going for the Convoking Knight thingy. No, 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 no. Denied. That's why we're patient. That's why we win. Excellent. Good day's work from this Esper deck.